Hey everyone, how you guys doing? This is David with Sin City Crypto. I am joined here with your other co-host Robin, and today we are talking crypto and Bitcoin is absolutely tanking. Some of the reasons why, well, the Dixie, the dollar index, just hit a 21-year high at over $110, which we look at historically, whenever the Dixie makes all-time highs or moves to the upside, we do see a decline in risk on assets, which at the current moment does include Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I want to take a look at the 30-minute chart here on Bitcoin.
Damn.
That ginormous red candle we saw printed just about 2.5 hours ago brought us all the way down to under 19K. We do see a couple green candles, but those are considered spinning tops, which signals indecision amongst traders in the market. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want to go long, they want to go short. Well, what are the liquidations looking like? So I'll go into a live chart here on the liquidations. And I want to scroll up and I want to show what the volume has been. You have the 24-hour volume up 95% over the last 24 hours, sitting at over $135 billion. But here's what I want you to focus on. 356% gain in liquidation volume over the last 24 hours. Also, if we go look here, this is all cryptocurrencies. Over the last hour, over $30 million has been liquidated. Over the last 4 hours, $200 million. $239 over the last 12, and then over the last day, $382 million of crypto has been liquidated. And if I continue to scroll down, this is taking all the largest exchanges and their liquidations. 157 million longs were liquidated against only 27 million shorts. And this is total. You can see the discrepancy on the bottom or on the far right here, the rate. And this is, by the way, this is on a 4-hour chart. Looks like on BitMEX, over 98% of the longs of the liquidations were longs, and on CoinEx, over 99%. So, Robin, are we going lower than the currently $18,900 Bitcoin?
Absolutely. Okay. First of all, 20K, huge support level. And then on top of that, we've been under 20K. So in a sense, it's somewhat of a like price discovery. Where is the bottom? I'm sure we're going to bounce a few times, but no charter TA here in my own personal insight. But I do think here within the next couple days, 18.2, 18.4 is probably a zone that I think we'll probably rest at. Now that doesn't discount the fact that you could see $16,000 Bitcoin. I don't think if you're looking for this $14,000, $13,000 Bitcoin that people are talking about, it takes time for consolidation and for the market to readjust and price in, where the market is. You got to go through massive order book walls. So there's tons and tons of buy orders all the way down to 15K. So I don't think if you're looking for a dramatic price drop, I don't think that's going to get quite that low. But low 18,000s, I do think is on the table within the next 48 hours. And then by the end of the week, we could see something as low as 17K. As far as the 7-day window, I don't think we're going to get any lower than that. There is a big catalyst here to think about. We have the inflation numbers coming out on the 11th, so 5 days from now. So if that comes in negative, you know what'll happen, right?
Well,
if you have what 9% again on the inflation numbers, I don't think I do think that we're gonna be trending to a lower inflation number. I think a lot of the steam is heading out of the market. Supply chains has eased up. So I don't think that the inflation number will come in drastically above what the predictions are. But if that does happen, you could see a sub 15K Bitcoin. I do think that we're going to be testing the bottom for the bear market here in the next month or two. And so a large catalyst is probably going to be the reason behind that.
Now, Robin, you mentioned order books, and I want to share The depth of the order books. This is compliments of CoinGlass. You can see here the depth of the order books. This is in real time, by the way, and it looks like where we're essentially running out of shorts is at 18,770. Above that, we don't really see any short positions coming in and shorting the price, but we do see buyers coming in at 18,000, 17,900, 17,800. I don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think the floor is going to drop out of Bitcoin. But there are a few concerning factors for me. One being the Dixie. If the Dixie continues to make decade highs, that's going to spell bad for Bitcoin and crypto. Also, the difficulty of mining Bitcoin is at a 5-month high. That is bad as well. What does that mean? That means it takes more hash power to mine one Bitcoin.
Less profit.
Less profit. On top of that, you have soaring energy costs. On top of that, you have the Bitcoin price declining to under 20K. What's going to happen is these miners are going to be forced to unplug their ASICs from the network, which will drive the difficulty down, but it will also drive the hash power down. Bitcoin does become a little less secure as mining difficulty and hash power decreases. And so who knows? Also, don't discount the fact that these miners might start dumping their Bitcoin on the markets.
Also, with the legacy markets, Wall Street in particular, has seen week after week of red, and they are hemorrhaging. There is a lot of loss in the Wall Street, and money does pour over from legacy finance into crypto. And the correlation between the Nasdaq and Bitcoin is apparent. They might not move step for step, but when one makes a drastic direction, here in this case, to the downside, you would expect that Bitcoin will follow. At least looking at the history or the short-term history, that's what we've been seeing. And I don't see a reversal in Wall Street coming up. There's no indicators or any big announcements that could pull Wall Street out of the dumps. And so, as you said, there's just a ton of factors that are all playing into the price of Bitcoin. And I don't think that the investors outside of the crypto degens are going to be piling into crypto right now. Perhaps here in the near future, I mean, Bitcoin does fix a lot of the problems that we're seeing now with inflation and monetary issues, but that is still a ways away. And for price stability here in the short term, there's not much holding it up. And I do think that we are going to be finding a bottom. As I mentioned, 16K is kind of a number that I'm looking at. And but in the short term, I would be weary, man.
Here's some good news when it comes to Bitcoin price action. Is now that BlackRock has entered into the Bitcoin space, setting up a private trust for their high net worth individuals. Their AI program is going to look at these order books, Aladdin, it's called. It's going to look at the order books. It's going to look at the liquidation points. It's going to look at the margin call points. And it's going to see that a $18,000 Bitcoin is a great buy. And guess what? An asset management company that has over $10 trillion in assets under management, all that financial power behind them, I would assume, and I would look for them to scoop up a crap load of Bitcoin for their institutional and high net worth investors. So that is a positive as well when it comes to price action. Now, Robin, we've seen Ethereum only pull back 0.5% as Bitcoin pulls back 4% and the rest of the alts are pulling back in that 4 to 6% range.
Well, the merge is only a week away. And so there is still a lot of FOMO, a lot of people trying to get in before the merge. We were seeing Ethereum at $1,650 earlier today before the Bitcoin price crash, if you want to call it that. All of crypto is still going to trade alongside with Bitcoin, Ethereum included. But we are seeing a deviation when it comes to Ethereum because of the major catalyst. I would be very hesitant on piling into Ethereum right now. There has been a lot of this buy the rumor, sell the news events that we've seen in the past when it comes to major upgrades. The most recent that comes to mind is the Cardano upgrade, where you went to the implementation of the smart contracts, where Bitcoin or where Cardano was over $3, and then about a couple days before the hard fork, you saw the price drop drastically down, and it just never stopped from there. And I think a lot of people were disappointed in what came after after the hard fork. And I think you can say the same thing when it comes to Ethereum. This fundamentally makes Ethereum more efficient, and it is the next major step in the roadmap. And there's some other ones that come that are going to make it, with higher transactions, more throughput, less transaction fees. That is to come, but you got to knock this one out of the way first. And I think it's going to disappoint certain members of the community, especially the Ethereum homers that believe that it's going to become faster and cheaper, which is a misconception. It's predominantly just changing to proof of stake from proof of work. So I would be hesitant because with the merge coming up in less than a week, I think the price is going to fall out after the merge anyways, my own personal opinion. But
here, and this is the last thing we're going to touch on before we wrap this up, is in past bear markets, we've seen Bitcoin dominance skyrocket. Bitcoin dominance has been bleeding over the last several weeks, sitting under 40%. Under 40%. We have not seen numbers this low in any bear market ever, which leads me to believe this bear market will be different. Are we going to see an equally large bounce back in Bitcoin versus other bear markets coming out of other bear markets? And also, are we going to see the price rise as fast as we've used to seeing it? Or is it going to be much more of a balanced rise as far as Bitcoin and altcoins go? Well, Robin, what are your thoughts?
In past bear markets, you've had Bitcoin and you've had altcoins. And the altcoins in past bear markets have been speculative and they've had promises of grandeur. But we didn't see any of it. All it was a roadmap and developers saying, hey, we can do this and we're going to be able to do that. Now we're seeing it. We're seeing Polygon partnering with Disney and all these other major corporations. And you're seeing that the fruits of the labor that is these promises are coming to fruition. And the crypto market is evolving. And it's not just, hey, we can buy and sell, Bitcoin to store value and, blah, blah, blah. Now we're starting to see that crypto is actually maturing. The NFT space is thriving. You have the play to earn sectors. You have DeFi doing all kinds of things that are surprising legacy finance. I mean, you can leverage your Bitcoin and take out loans, and the possibilities that these other chains are offering are endless. And this space is evolving, and it's no longer just Bitcoin and altcoins. Now you have this emerging technology that makes our lives better, and institutions are investing in it, and so are the retail investors. And so the days of 50+% Bitcoin dominance are gone. That is no longer here, for one, because Bitcoin doesn't evolve. Bitcoin is stuck because the miners won't vote on anything. And so they are not going to...
Which is not necessarily a bad thing for what the purpose Bitcoin would like to serve.
Less volatility in the roadmap. And, for what Bitcoin stands for as a store of value, essentially, it was created to be a peer-to-peer network, which is, front and center on the white paper for Bitcoin. It's not that. It's a store of value. And it is the trendsetter when it comes to cryptography. And, what they laid the groundwork for all the other chains to build a more efficient and smart contract driven infrastructure. And that's what we're seeing. And the days of 50% Bitcoin dominance are gone. This space is growing in its entirety. All the other altcoins as well.
I share the exact same sentiment as Robin. And what this dominance shows us in this bear market is this. The cryptocurrency markets have matured. They are continuing to mature, and people feel more comfortable holding their money and their assets in altcoins than years before. And that's a good thing. That'll do it for the video today. Make sure you come join us Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our daily live show. Make sure on your way out, you like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, friends. Peace.